Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Sportsnet Central Studios. I'm your host, Kieran Drover. On Monday afternoon, Shohei Ohtani finally spoke with the media. In fact, he doubled down on throwing his ex-interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, under the bus. But first, let's start in Vancouver, where the Canucks played host to the Los Angeles Kings on Monday night. Jumping right up into the second period now, Kings up 2-1, and Kopitar throws it on goal. No one can find it except for Kopitar himself. He buries the loose puck for the 1,205th career point. That puts him 50th on the all-time list. Third period now, 3-1 LA. Besser throws it into the middle of nowhere, and it goes off the skate of Kopitar, who sort of gets his second goal of the night, and the Canucks have life. Don't go away yet. Canucks, empty net. Miller shooting, stopped by Talbot. That would be one of his 22 saves on the night as the Los Angeles Kings hold on to win 3-2 in a Pacific Division battle. JT Miller, what say you?
We've been at the top of the league the whole year. I think there's a time we can take pride in that, and we're certainly not satisfied with there. I think it's more of a game-to-game process type of thing for us, and I love the fact when they're banging their I don't love losing games, but when other teams are banging their sticks and when that last puck's cleared out, they know they just beat a good hockey team. I mean, it says a lot.
Disappointing loss for sure. Vegas now 5 points up on St. Louis for the final wildcard spot with the game in hand. Meanwhile, JT Miller's Canucks failing to clinch a playoff spot. They would have been the first team in the NHL to do so. LA just a point back of Edmonton in the Pacific. Speaking of Connor McDavid and the Oilers, they can still catch the Canucks. Sure, they're 10 points back, but they have 3 games in hand and 1 meeting still to go in April. Now for the Raptors, taking on the Nets at home, looking to avoid losing 11 straight games for the first time since 2011. First quarter, Gary Trent Jr. He tied a season high with 31 points Saturday. He's still feeling it. There's the triple and then some words for the Brooklyn Nets. Second quarter now, Kelly Olynyk, nice hands, comes up with the steal on the fast break. Javon Freeman Liberty, hello. He throws it down. The Raptors only trail by 4 heading into the break. Starting to feel some rhythm now. Some nice ball movement. Swing it out. Bruce Brown, corner triple. That was part of a 9-0 run. Raps lead by a point heading into the fourth. Sweet revenge, though. Former Raptors guard Dennis Schroeder hits the jumper there. A little later, continuing to attack, scores 2 more of his 19 points. That tied a game high. Toronto held to a season-low 88 points in the loss, their 11th straight. Brooklyn takes it 96-88. And now for perhaps the biggest story in all of sports, as Shohei Ohtani publicly addressed the firing of his ex-interpreter and the scandal that's breaking the internet on Monday. After 12 minutes of denying his involvement, Ohtani didn't answer any questions from the media. Ippei Mizuhara, who had served as Ohtani's interpreter since 2013, was fired last week when reports surfaced that he'd stolen $4.5 million to pay for illegal gambling debts. While Mizuhara initially told ESPN that Ohtani had been aware of the debts and was willing to pay for them, he retracted that statement, and Ohtani made sure of it on Monday afternoon at Dodger Stadium.
Just on a personal note, I'm very saddened and shocked that someone who I'm trusted has done this. So I never bet on baseball or any other sports, or never have asked somebody to do it on my behalf. And I have never went through a bookmaker to bet on sports. Up until a couple of days ago, I didn't know that this was happening. Just to kind of just go over the result, in conclusion, Ippei has been stealing money from my account and has told lies. The first time I knew about this gambling, Ippei's gambling, was during the after the first game when we had team meeting in the clubhouse. Ippei admitted that he was sending money using my account to the bookmaker. To summarize how I'm feeling right now, I'm just beyond shocked. It's really hard to verbalize how I am feeling at this point. And the season's going to start, so I'm going to obviously let my lawyers handle matters from here on out. And I am completely assisting in all investigations that are taking place right now.
Sticking with the baseball theme, just 2 days and counting until the Blue Jays open their season Thursday against the Rays at the Trop right here on Sportsnet. And there's some good news and there's some bad news. Monday, we learned that two of their most important bullpen arms, Jordan Romano and Eric Swanson, will both start the season on the injured list. But on a positive note, Kevin Gausman made his spring debut in the Jays' final spring game of spring training. Dealing with shoulder illness for most of spring training, it's better late than never, and Kevin Gausman was exactly that today. Here's the leadoff hitter, the athletic O'Neal Cruz, 2-2 count, gets some swinging with the splitter. Guess who's next? Connor Joe, another splitter, another K. The Pirates would get one single in the bottom of the first inning before a 95-mile-an-hour heater retired the side. Gausman feeling it. Here's a fellow former J, Rowdy Tellez. Now, Edward Olivares. 5 punch-outs through 2 innings. And eventually, O'Neal Cruz up again with the splitter. Cruz not able to hit anything off Gausman today. He was pulled after 52 pitches. He gave up just 1 run over 3+ innings and struck out 7 batters along the way. The Jays might have lost their final game of the spring 4-3, but great news for the starting rotation. The Jays get things going for real on Thursday at the Trop, and of course, Sportsnet is your home for the Jays. Coverage starts with Blue Jays Central at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, and streaming on Sportsnet Plus. The Jays, they'll be looking to exercise their playoff demons after last season's bitter ending in Minnesota. But be happy, everybody. When the Jays return, at least you know summer is around the corner, and with all the new renovations at Rogers Centre, the buzz will be back in Toronto. For Sportsnet Central, I've been your host, Kieran Drover. Have a good night.